Hey, good morning, John. So I thought it would be easier if I just did a quick video to show you what's going on. It's a very quick and easy fix, but it's kind of hard to put into a an email. So basically, I've got your Unit 4 and your Unit 6 case studies pulled up. So what I want to show you what's going on is, and I'm on a Mac, but essentially Word should be the same if you're a PC user. Under the Layout tab, when you go to Margins, um, you just want to make sure that you're on Normal here, and this gives you your 1 inch to the top, bottom, left, and right margin. So when APA talks about having 1 inch margins, that's what they're talking about there. Okay, so what's going on is if you take your text, highlight it, and right click and go to paragraph, right here you've got your indentation set to 1 inch. So what that needs to be 0. So now the highlighted text here, this is what APA is referring to when they say 1 inch margins. So for Unit 4, when I sent the feedback and it says it looks like your text was centered, this is what it should have been looking like, and then this is how it uploaded, and that's what I was referring to in the feedback when I said it looks like your text is centered and it's not formatted correctly. So basically, all you need to do is just take your writing, highlight all of it, and go to right click it, go to paragraph, boom, and that's what we need to be as far as having the margins set up correctly. Okay, just while we're doing this, just a couple of things to note. Ideally, what we want to do is we want to make sure that we eliminate these spaces like this. We want our writing to flow. Okay. Um, and just keep in mind, this just popped out at me. Just keep in mind when you're doing research papers. I'm not gonna ding you on it as far as points are concerned. Um, I should have posted that in the announcement, so I take responsibility for it. But nonetheless, there may be somebody that you have in a future class that will ding you. Wikipedia, for the purposes of schoolwork, Wikipedia is not accepted as a legitimate resource for research. And the reason that is the case is because Wikipedia is user generated. So if there was a Jim Golden Wikipedia page, you could technically go on there and make an edit and add anything you wanted to. So there's really no true checks and balances. So therefore, it's not accepted in the academic arena as a legitimate resource for research. So just keep that in mind going forward. Okay, Fire Dog, I just got your email. We will cover that. That's not a problem at all. We can cover that real quick. Before we get into the title, the running head, I just want to hit the references for you. Um, I've added that. So you're good here. What APA says is that you center references across the top and you do not put it in bold. What you want to do, you want to remove the numbers. You don't necessarily need to have these numbers. So just if I can click on it with that, there we go. Okay, just click on the numbers and go none. Um, and so you don't want to have the numbers there. For the textbook, our textbook, you got the title of the book, the authors, but technically the way that should be, um, according to APA, this is the way that you list it out. Okay, so let me. All right. And then when we talk about a hanging indention, highlight it, right-click it, paragraph. For indention, go to special and hanging, and then this is what it would look like. Okay, and then so this is a link, a website address that you have. What you want to do. What you want to do on that, the easiest way to do this is, because technically by APA standards, you need more information than this right here. If you just go to references and click insert citation, you can select what type of source you're dealing with. So you're dealing with a website, and then you just enter in this information here, and it's going to format it correctly for you. Okay, so that's because the APA standard says that you got to have the author of the article or the website name, the link, the date that you accessed the website, the date that the website information was published, and so forth. So not I'm not trying to be picky. I don't really get. I focus really more on content, but one of the things that I try to do as it relates to APA is point out the things that need to be corrected, because you may encounter some professors throughout your academic journey that really put a strong emphasis on this and would ding you pretty hard. Yes, we do follow a grading rubric, and it's part of the grading rubric. But I want to make sure that you completely understand as it relates to the references, and make sure that your references are in line with. Make sure that you're in line with APA. So this is what we're looking for. This is a hanging indention. It has all of the information that APA requires. Okay, so now let's go to the Unit 4 case study, and we'll cover the we'll cover the running head and a couple other things. So in the Unit 4 case study, remember on all of your papers you want to make sure that you put a title page. So all right, title page is centered. Okay, for the running head and the page numbers, there's a couple of different ways that you can do that. This is how I do it. So just go to header, insert, header. And you want to make sure that when you're doing this that you select different first page, okay? And the reason that you want to do that is because running head is not capitalized, and then Jim Golden is all capitalized. Running head only appears on your title page. So by selecting different first page, this is only going to be here, and then each page after page 1 is just going to have Jim Golden. Okay, so for your page numbers, you're going to go back to insert. You're going to go to page number. You want for the position, you want it to be the top of the page, and you want it to be aligned to your right. All right, and because we selected different on the first page, it's not going to be there. So when we go to the second page, we see it. We also see over here that we have to enter in our running head right here, because we selected different on the first page. So now on each page of your document, You have your running head, title page, running head, which is in lowercase, Jim Golden, which is all capital. And then when we go to page 2, there she is. There's our page numbers, and it will carry on all throughout. Okay, so let's go and select all of our writing. We are going to right click it, and we are going to have 0 indentation. That's going to change it. And then we want to make sure that our line spacing is double spaced. Make that look nice and pretty, centered on the page. And now everything is good. Again, we want to go back and make sure that we eliminate all of these extra spaces. And also, let's look at our margins. Yes, and now everything is set up with a 1-inch margin to the top, bottom, left, and right. Everything is double spaced. You've got a running head, and we have eliminated our extra spaces. All right, and then say we were going to insert our reference section. I think you're doing this correctly, but I also just want to take advantage of the opportunity to point it out. Make sure between the end of your document, the end of your writing, and the reference section, there is a page break. Okay, so you would insert a page break, and then you would go and put your reference on this page. The reference section is on a page by itself. So I hope this clears it up. I realize what you were trying to do correct. You were trying to make it make your documents have 1-inch margins. So I applaud you for that. But this is how you would set your document up in Word. I realize this can kind of seem overwhelming, but I think once you do it the first time, you're gonna see it's pretty easy. And most of the time, at least on mine, and it's probably the same way on yours, you can check most of the time the normal margins, which would be the 1-inch. That's the default setting. So you really shouldn't have to change it. You can check it to verify that it is correct. But typically when you open up Word, it's going to be set up. It's going to be set up like that. So I hope this is helpful, buddy. If you have any other questions, don't hesitate to give me a call, shoot me a text, or shoot me an email, and I'll help you any way I can. Hope you're enjoying the course. You're doing a great job, and I appreciate your hard work. And if you need anything, I'm only a phone call, text, or email away. And have a great week.